Matis people have never relied on gardening. Instead, they gather plants and hunt. One of nearly 200 native tribes still living in the Amazon, their first contact with the outside world was as recent as the 1970s. Since then, an estimated third of their population have been wiped out by Western diseases. And the survivors now live in the protection of a national park. Through countless generations, the Matis people have gained a deep knowledge of their jungle home. They understand how to make use of the poisonous plants around them. The bark of a liana is essential to their survival. Boiled down to a paste, it becomes a powerful nerve toxin known as curare. Curare can act in seconds, paralyzing chest muscles and suffocating victims to death. For the Matis, it makes a perfect weapon for catching the fast and nimble monkeys whose meat they prize. All of South America's primates dwell in the forest canopy, rarely venturing down to the ground. Most eat whatever they come across, from fruit and flowers to insects and sap. In Brazil alone, there are over 100 different kinds of monkey, more than any other region in the world. And 9 new species have been discovered in the last decade. Common squirrel monkeys are one of the most successful. They're found throughout the Amazon. Squirrel monkeys grow up fast, and by 10 months, they've left their mothers. But for a young, inexperienced monkey, life is precarious. There is danger lurking in the forest. The Matis tribesmen are on a monkey hunt. They've already prepared the tips of their arrows with curare. But catching a fast-moving target takes more than a lethal weapon. So they turn once more to the forest plants to gain an advantage. They concoct a solution, mixing ebony plant in a little water. They drip it into their eyes. The procedure is excruciatingly painful. But they believe it will sharpen their eyesight and heighten their senses, endowing them with the stealth of the forest creatures and enabling them to move silently as shadows across the jungle floor. Armed and ready, they head into the forest. Deep in the forest, the young squirrel monkey has been distracted by an insect snack. He's fallen behind the rest of the troop. Below him, a predator stalks. the Martis hunters are on his tail. His speed and agility make him a difficult target. But the hunters are armed with powerful weapons, poison-tipped arrows, plus their deep understanding of the forest. The animal calls perfected by the Martis confuse the young monkey. He's naturally inquisitive and moves closer to the calls. A fatal mistake. The poison brings paralysis within seconds. Life in the Amazon is tough, but the forest provides for all its inhabitants once they master its secrets. But most of the creatures they share the forest with have been here much longer. One of the weirdest has lived here for 3 million years. It lumbers through the undergrowth, a 1-meter-high plant eater, a close relative of the rhino and the horse, with a snout like an elephant's trunk. This is the tapir. It's well equipped for a life of browsing. At over 200 kilos, he's the Amazon's largest herbivore, with a nose finely tuned for sniffing out edible plants. Essential when many other forest plants tend to be tough, toxic, or low in calories. Spending hours wandering through this hostile environment in search of food is hard work for a heavy tapir. But it has to eat huge quantities to produce enough energy to survive. Some animals find a meal by hardly moving at all. A nearby stream looks peaceful, but appearances are deceiving. Camouflaged body armor is a useful asset for an ambush predator. Hidden in the leaf-littered shallows, it waits patiently for an opportunity. The Mata-Mata turtle. This bizarre creature has been polishing its deadly tactics for millennia. Its name, Mata-Mata, simply means kill. It remains motionless. But as a reptile, it must breathe air. The Mata-Mata does that by extending its specially adapted neck, moving slowly to avoid detection. And using its snout as a snorkel. When a fish gets close enough, the Mata-Mata opens its huge mouth, creating a vacuum. And sucks in its victim faster than the blink of a human eye. Farther down the river, an unlikely resident of the Amazon waterways abandons the shrinking lagoons of the dry season and heads into open, deeper waters. This is a male Amazon river dolphin.